Welcome to everybody.
Go ahead. What's the name of the show?
The Lemon Cohen Report. It will always be the Lemon Cohen Report.
So what's going on in the world? What is it? You may feel differently. I feel like Donald Trump is in like rapid decline. He's overseas. He's wandering around. The Japanese prime minister has to guide him around. He's stumbling and bumbling and going stream of consciousness with the men and women in uniform. It's kind of nuts.
Yeah. Let me say this. You know, I've heard and I have received dozens and dozens of emails and text messages and DMs right here on this Substack platform, all saying the same thing. Cohen, nobody knows Trump as well as you do. Is he suffering some form of dementia? Is it early onset dementia? Remember, he's only 79 years old.
Only?
He's only 79. Listen, you know, when you have a dad who's 90, only 79, right?
Yeah.
The answer is no, he does not have dementia. He's probably fucking tired. I mean, the guy's been all over the place, which, of course, remember, Trump says things for a reason. When he turned around and he was talking about his Asia trip that he's been doing so far, what was the first thing that he turned around? Decided he was going to impress upon the Japanese businessmen at that meeting. Turns out he says, you think Joe Biden could have done this? Right? Why are you comparing yourself to a guy who's 4 or 5 years older than you that probably could not have done it? Does it make you feel better about yourself that you have more stamina than somebody 5 years older than
But
you?
I don't think he does. I think he's like 3 years older than him. I don't think he does. I think he actually looks worse than Joe Biden. Are you watching the same videos that I'm watching? Are you hearing the same audio that I'm hearing?
Yeah,
He doesn't
I
sound
am.
well.
Look, here's the thing with Trump right now. There's so much. Remember, it's not just us that's experiencing the chaos of what's taking place here at home every single day. He's experiencing it and he's hearing from many, many people every single day about the chaos that his administration is causing, from farmers to, I don't know, fintech. It doesn't make a difference. The things that he's doing. When you have Marjorie Taylor Greene chastising other Republicans over this government shutdown strategy, you know that you're doing something wrong. Because this is the type of a woman, she's so MAGA in her mentality, she's like willing to give you her right and her left arm, right? Just because she's so into the cult. When she's the North Star and telling you that this shutdown is a massive mistake, when she's the one telling you that the failure to release the Epstein files and then to shut the government down over it is a massive mistake for her and for the entire party, maybe it's time somebody listens.
Yeah, maybe it is. But I mean, you said he's hearing it from everybody, but still, I think I think it's weighing on him. I really do. And the reason I'm only harping on this, sort of, I wouldn't call it harping, but I just did. I think it's because they criticize, as you know, MAGA Joe Biden so much, and when people said, "Well, he's old, he's just tired," and they're like, "Oh no, he can't run the country. He has cognitive decline. He can't even finish a sentence." And it's the same thing. Donald Trump can't even walk in a straight line.
Yes, but you know that Trump doesn't have cognitive decline. He told us.
No, I don't know that.
You told us that he got 100 on his exam.
I see where you're going.
Exactly.
Person, camera, dog, something, TV.
Giraffe, elephant, cow.
Look, I don't know if it's yes. I don't know if it's. I'm not. He's not the guy that he was. Come on, you can look at interviews.
But
no, and I'm
is.
not either.
I'm not the guy that I was when I was 21 or 30 or even 40.
Or even 50.
Or even 50, right? I mean, we're all different. I remember when I had my birthday just in August, I woke up and I was like to my wife, I said, you know, my lower back hurts more. My fingers don't really open and close as good as they did. I got this new kink in my neck. You know, we're never the same year after year, but he is not in cognitive decline. I want to be clear about that. And here's the thing, too. That's not going to win us the midterm elections. Just by shitting on Trump isn't going to get us what we need. What we need
I'm not.
is a massive, decisive fucking victory. And I'm not talking about a win. I'm talking a fucking explosion of a victory in this midterm elections so significant that we send a chill right up the asses of every single Republican senator and representative um, of literally the entire Congress, to those, including like a John Fetterman, to every single one of them that says, we're not standing for this shit anymore. We've had enough, because it's the American people who ultimately decide who is going to lead this country into the next 4, 8, or so on, right? Into the future. And it's up to us to make sure that we gather around people like Don Lemon or myself or like a Midas Touch Network. We must form a unit so big and so powerful, so vocal, so angry that we cannot allow a single day off for the next year until those elections are over. Gerrymandering, everything that they can do to stop us from this quest, shitting all over the No Kings rallies, whatever they can do, we must not let it happen. We must stay together, united and strong.
Okay. I agree with you on some of that. But on the decline thing, in my opinion, I see the difference. And if you're looking at someone, cognitive decline is what happens to all of us. And so you can't say that Donald Trump is not going through it. Then you would be saying that he is defying logic.
Okay,
He's defying
granted.
physiology. He's
I
defying
surrender.
biology.
I
He's right.
surrender.
Yeah.
I surrender. You're right. Everybody goes through cognitive decline,
Everyone.
but not to the extent that people are talking about, where he's no longer capable under, the 25th
25th
Amendment,
Amendment. Yeah.
within which to remove him from office and so on. You know,
I didn't, that's not what I said. I
I
didn't say
know,
that.
I know. I took it to be
But,
true.
but yeah, but something is up with him, and it is, and I give it. When you're 79 years old, I think he's only like 3.5 years younger than Biden. He's not that much younger than Biden. I think when Biden was a freshman, he was a senior, if you want to put it that way. That's basically they're the same age. Okay, but I think he presents younger than Biden. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So, the other reason I'm saying this too is because what's good for the
Well,
goose is good for the gander.
in all fairness, he's still blonde. It's the same color that he's been for many, many years. He's one of those fortunate people, unlike me, where your hair turns gray.
Blonde. You were there? How often did he dye his hair?
I don't know. I never saw anybody do it, but I do know what he used, if that's what you mean.
Miss Clairol number what?
Number one.
9?
Number
Number
one.
1?
Yeah, the same one that Ivanka uses.
They have the same Miss Clairol, and he does it in his bathroom. He doesn't have a hairdresser do it,
No, no, no. He does everything. He did it all himself.
and he does his makeup himself.
Yeah, I mean, that's an easy one. He just takes the wipe, and then he basically closes his eyes, and so, which is why there's always a white spot around it. Sometimes what he would use is, those goggles that you put on when you go into a tanning booth, and you
Yeah.
put them on so it doesn't go into his eyes, and then he does it this way, and that's why you end up with raccoon eyes.
What? But for what? What is the point of that?
Well, he's very pale skinned. He really is very, very fair skinned. It's like almost translucent. And so, obviously we all know the very famous stories of Richard Nixon wearing the gray suit where he looked like he had died, right? Because the coloring from the television. Imagine now in 2025 with HD television, right? It would really sort of make you light up like Casper the Ghost. Why you laugh? Why you laughing?
Because it's like there's so many better ways of doing it than just like slathering yourself with bronzer. You can even take a pill now that makes you darker. He could go to a tanning booth. He could, which is probably not good for his skin. He could have a professional makeup artist do it every day for him. He could, just be the color that he is. I mean, look, now you're telling me that Donald Trump hates white people too?
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's funny. But you know what? No, don't say it because look, you know what? I agree with you. He could have a professional makeup artist too, but he's uncomfortable with people touching him. And so, look, everybody on television, yourself included, when you were on, they would put makeup and so on, and it's
I
all.
hated it.
Yeah, I don't
Oh, I
blame you.
hated
I
it.
I, I wouldn't do it
And look
because
at my skin now. It's so much better that I don't like when was putting that makeup on my face every day. I mean, look, this is nothing on and not a blemish, not
now
a
you
nothing.
got good. You're fortunate.
Look
You
at
got
that.
good skin, but
My
look.
forehead works.
Wow, look at that. No Botox.
No
So,
Botox.
look, so let's just jump into something for a quick second because there's
Yeah,
so
go
much
for it.
going on. W- Honest,
By the way,
I
smash the
understand.
screen, everybody. Hit the like and thumbs up and the hearts
Yes,
and follow
please,
us
and
on all our platforms.
go into the Chiron. If you're a Michael Cohen subscriber, please cross pollinate with Don Lemons and vice versa. Let's just build this community
And
bigger
it
and
airs on
stronger.
YouTube, Michael. Don't forget, this will be on YouTube.
Amen. And
So
that's right. By the way, you can go to my YouTube show also at the Michael Cohen, or the real, no, it's the Michael Cohen show. Suffice it to say, D,
speaking of cognitive decline, go on.
exactly. Let me say something to you here that I think is
Yeah.
extremely important. So I get your point. It's not cognitive decline as much as it's just batshit weird and crazy. So Trump is before a whole group of Japanese businessmen. And this is when people really started DMing me the most. He's before a whole group of Japanese businessmen while on this trip, and he's talking about the 8 wars. And you all know about the 8 wars that
Uh,
I stopped. He doesn't say I stopped 8 wars. He tells you that he's not. And then he puts you on the spot within which to argue with him, saying, no, you didn't, which nobody's going to do, right? I mean, he is still the president of the United States, but he's talking to them as if it's a matter of fact. Now, the two questions that I have for you: one, what's the relevance of talking to Japanese businessmen who are fortunate enough to be there at this specific event to talk about the 2020, the 2024 election, that he's actually won all three?
yeah.
What's the point that these Japanese businessmen must have been thinking, like, what the hell? This is the
I can tell you
president?
what they were thinking. You're the guys who dropped the bomb on us in this very place. That's what you know what I'm saying?
Ooh, yeah. I mean,
That's what, think about it. Why are you bringing that up at all?
he's talking about his military, the removal of DEI. He's talking about, how we're the strongest, where that Toyota is now going to invest $550 billion into America to start building multiple plants around the country in order to produce their cars here and not over there. The expression, I'll believe it when I fucking see it. I'll believe it when I start seeing them even purchase a piece of property and break ground. You know how
Mhm.
long it takes to actually build one plant to manufacture vehicles? You know how many years it takes? Like
To,
5.
to manufacture what? How many?
An automobile. If
Oh, yeah.
Toyota started breaking ground today, the first
Hmm.
vehicle would not come off that assembly line for about 5 years. You have to manufacture all of the, most of the equipment. A lot of it is automated, so you have to start ordering it from other places. Really? Why don't you show me the invoices for what it is that you're ordering for the United States manufacturing facility? It's such horse shit. If you listen to all the horse shit on how much money is coming into this country, in Trump's opinion, it's already here. It's over $20 trillion already in foreign investment into this country. Now, look, if in fact that's true, I will go and I will personally forge a Nobel Peace Prize for him. And I will give it to him, whether the people from the Nobel Peace Prize Committee like it or not, because he actually brought in $20 trillion, which is about 80%, 85% of our GDP for the year. But he's done it in under 10 months. That's one hell of a feat. I still have yet to see one single groundbreaking for any of these $20 trillion projects that they keep talking about. Where's the press in order to break this down? Why not ask, Mr. President, you said that that Toyota is going to be building manufacturing facilities in America. Can you identify for us where? How about just one place that the 550 billion is going to be, right? And if he turns around and says it's going to be in Detroit, okay, I'd go out to Detroit. Show me the site. Show me the groundbreaking. Show me something to validate the statement that you're making. These aren't real. This is like going to Disneyland.
Well, you know what? The evidence of that is the same place where people's due process rights are. It's the same place where he says that energy prices are down. It's the same place where he says grocery prices are down. It's the same place where he says in over there in Japan as well, where he said we've tackled inflation, that inflation is no longer a thing, that it's gone. There's no evidence of any of it. And that's been the point of the last few shows that I've done. There's no evidence of any of the claims that he's making about the economy, about how good the economy is, how much he's saving Americans. None of it. And even look, he touts gas prices. Gas prices are still high in major parts of the country, but groceries are up. You know what the cattle association is saying, and beef association, they're pissed because of what he allowed Argentina to do. And he bailed them out for the tunes of billions of dollars, tens of billions of dollars.
40 billion.
$40 billion. And what did he do for the farmers here? Nothing. He added tariffs and, got there and bought soybeans from other places, or people who would buy the whatever the farmers are farming from us. They're like, screw that. And they went and got them somewhere else. And now the farmers are like, wait a minute, I didn't vote for this. Well, you kind of did.
Actually, you kind of did. Right.
You did. Yeah.
Well, how about Mark Carney and then Ford, the Premier Ford, with their now conversation, or I should say lack thereof, with Trump, who has now basically gone into a full-blown tariff war with our closest and our second largest trading partner, Canada. Let me say this as somebody who's in that business and understands it quite well. Canada produces several things that we now here in the United States are going to desperately need to find an alternative source.
Mm-hmm.
Rolled steel, aluminum. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, extremely important for manufacturing and dealing with energy and so on, because it takes a tremendous amount to make the aluminum. It's
Lumber.
not just aluminum, it's steel. We import an enormous amount of steel from Canada. But wait, I feel like an infomercial. But wait, there's more. How about the fact of soft lumber? Can you imagine what the cost now of construction is going to be when the framing of your house, let's say, used to cost $50,000, is now going to cost you over $100,000? All right. I mean, every single product that's manufactured with soft lumber is going to now be more than double. Why? I don't know, because Ontario decided to put out a Ronald Reagan ad that the president did not like.
That quoted Ronald Reagan.
What's that?
That actually quoted Ronald Reagan. They just put a video of Ronald Reagan on the screen, and Donald Trump was like, they're distorting it. They're like, no, I'm not distorting it. That's actually what Ronald Reagan said.
Yeah, word for word. And how about this? Most people aren't aware that almost the entire northeast of the United States of America is powered through the electrical grid of Ontario. People don't even understand that. If they switched, remember how Trump used to talk about how in California, thanks to him, he saved California from burning down by turning on the spigot. Like the way you go into your backyard in the Hamptons, you turn the spigot on and you water your fucking hydrangeas, right? He thinks that he saved California by turning on a spigot, which gave the free flow of water that served California and saved them during the wildfires and so on. This is not a joke. This is real. I want people to Google it so you know that here on the Lemon Cohen Report, nothing but the truth. Well, guess what? All Canada has to do is shut off the grid and the entire northeast section of the United States of America will go predominantly dark. That's how crazy it is to fight with your closest neighbor ally and Canada. Who fights with Canadians? Half my family lives in Toronto. I never had a single fight with my cousins. Right? We never had a single fight. What? You can't fight with Canadians. They don't fight. They just don't
Yeah.
fight. All they do is like, hey, I'm sorry, eh? Right? I didn't mean it, eh? They're the kindest people on the planet, right?
I
Then you
know.
take an asshole like me from New York. We fight with everybody, even the ones who, even our own family. We're looking for a fight.
Yeah. We love Canadians. I mean, ask Katy Perry.
Exactly. I'm Canadian.
You're Canadian?
I am.
Where were you born?
I have Canadian citizenship. I have
You
dual
were born
citizenship.
here. You were
I was
born
born
here, though,
here.
right?
No, I was born here. My father was Canadian at the time of my birth. So I
Because I
was,
was going to say, how are you going to be my vice president if you weren't born here? That's crazy.
I was born here. The Brooklyn Hospital, baby, DeKalb Avenue.
Oh, wow. What? You are a New Yorker.
Yeah.
Why New Yorkers always cruising for a bruising? New Yorkers always want to fight. Hey, get the fuck out of here. I'm like, I'm just walking down the street, man.
Why? Because that's just it's in our nature.
Well, that's
There's
Trump.
always
He's a New
something
Yorker.
going
He's
on.
from Queens.
Yeah. Well, it's the borough. There's always something going on. There's always a lot of movement. There's always a lot of activity. So I guess we run high strung. Whereas in Canada, like I say, everybody's just chill. They're just chill. Nothing's really that important. And
When do we get?
I gotta give credit to Carney. Carney's one smart son of a gun. The way he's handling this like a true statesman. I'm not going to fight with President Trump. When he's ready to talk, we're always open, we're always willing, we're always looking to be a friend. I mean, when I heard him say that, I was like, holy shit, what a statesman. Because if I was him, I would turn around and be like, the guy's literally lost his marbles. He doesn't like an ad that Premier Ford put out. And so with that, let's go to war with our neighbor. Why? Because Canada refuses to be the 51st state, because we refuse to give up our mineral rights, our rare earth mineral rights, because you don't like the fact that we think that tariffs are stupid, that consumers pay tariffs, and that tariffs are taxes that don't only hurt the Canadian economy, but are also hurting the American consumer. What's the problem here, D Lemonade?
Um, I don't know what the problem is, but I think that I found it interesting that you could say he's lost his marbles, but I can't say cognitive decline. But anyways, but
No,
also
I didn't say it.
it's a figure of speech. You
Yes.
said that's what you would say if you were Carney. I get that, but also I do have to say, Michael, is that I think that Carney is being very smart, and I think that's the way you do if you're not going to fight anymore. He's like, I'm done. If he wants to come and talk, I'm ready, but I'm not going to fight with him.
Yeah.
And that is that will piss Donald Trump off more than anything if you ignore him. He hates to be ignored
Yeah. Well,
more than
you
anything. That's
certainly know.
well, I used to tell when I was in mainstream media, I'm like, you know what, just stop talking about him. If you want to get him, if you want him to really change what he's doing or invite you back into the press corps or whatever it is, just ignore him. Stop reporting on him. Watch what happens. Because more than anything, he hates being ignored. And you know that.
He does. By the way, two more issues that I think we do really need to explore here. The first one, the House oversight, Republicans from the House oversight are urging the DOJ, Trump's DOJ, to probe into Joe Biden's illegitimate auto pen use. We are back to that. All right. We're back to
Oh,
that.
Jesus.
Tell me, what do you think's going on here? What's the background on this? Give me the D-Lemonade sort of analysis of what are they trying to do? Let's say is this to erase the pardon for Hunter Biden? I'd be fine with that. Fuck him. I don't care. Right? But what's the purpose? What is it that Joe Biden signed that Trump wants to negate, that he can't negate as president of the United States now? What's the whole purpose of this auto pen probe, and how does it change anything that Trump could do if he wanted to?
It's a distraction. Maybe it's a distraction from the Epstein files. It's just a distraction from everything. He wants to blame everything on everyone else. There's no logic to it. This is all vengeance. That's what it is. This is like the George Santos thing. People kept asking me, why would he do that? George Santos is a clown. He's not even a big enough figure. Like, what? I was like, there's no logic to it. I said, and then did he tweet about it? Yeah. He said, it's because he votes Republican. I'm like, well, that's your answer. That's why he did it. So there's no logic. I don't believe there's any logic to it. And there's no even, again, I'm gonna start calling it the carny.
Makes perfect sense. Another
Yeah.
topic. In fact,
Yes.
there are two more. Second one, we have to come here to New York, where obviously you're aware that Trump formally appealed the hush money conviction, the the Alvin Bragg case as well. That's the 34 criminal conviction charges for the falsification of the business
Listen,
records
yeah.
and so on. You think that this is let's say, the precursor to now a DOJ probe into Alvin Bragg? I mean, we already know that Tish James is under indictment, right? She's been indicted, pled not guilty. Is this to go after DA Bragg? What do you think's going on here?
Yeah, it's to go after both of them, all of it, and he's pissed. This is revenge, and he wants people to think that what he was found guilty of, that it was a trumped up political witch hunt, which it wasn't. He was found legitimately guilty, 34 counts in a courtroom in New York City. Case
Though,
closed.
though, his argument is that the entire investigation from its inception was all politically motivated. Take, for example, Tish James. Big mistake that she made, as an example, is her campaign slogan, which was, I'm going to hold Donald Trump. I'm going to go after Donald Trump and hold him accountable for for his actions. And so that's probably not really the campaign slogan that you want to use in order to say that this is not politically motivated, right? In essence, if you think about what Trump is doing, it's not new to DC. It's certainly not new to the DOJ. This sort of shit's been going on for a long time. Trump just opened up the box and said, fuck you all. I'm going to do whatever I want. I can do whatever I want. As president of the United States, I control the game. I control the players. I control the score, right? And whatever I want to do, I'll make it happen, which is basically what these prosecutors and judges and so on were doing to other people before, but it was done in a quiet way. Trump is just putting it out there, right there in front, center, and stage for everybody to see, literally, how fucked up the DOJ truly is and has been for a very, very long time, well before he was even considering running for president.
Well, I would have hoped that the DOJ would have been partisan. I'm just saying, if the DOJ under Biden was partisan, then Donald Trump would probably be in jail already, because Merrick Garland would have started a long time before he did on the prosecution of Donald Trump. But I got to go, Michael.
D Lemonade,
I'll see
always
you,
great
sir.
to see you. There's so much for us to get into. These 30-minute ones, they just go way too fast. But I thank you, and I thank every single person for smashing those hearts, even though I know you're smashing them for me, not for D Lemonade, but on his behalf, we'll let him finish for him. Please do me a big favor again. That Chiron up top, the one that says Don Lemon and Michael Cohen, if you click on it, cross-pollinate. But if you're Michael Cohen, please immediately subscribe to Don Lemon. We thank you for joining us every Tuesday for the Lemon Cohen Report. If he doesn't start behaving properly, it will become the Cohen Lemon report, but it doesn't sound good. I appreciate
Let
you,
me
my
tell you,
brother.
I do as well. I appreciate you, but let me just tell you this. We need to have a talk about algorithms. I'll call you back. I'll call you
Yeah.
when we're done with this.
Yeah, because this
Thank you.
Substack algorithm sucks, but thank you.
No, that's I'll tell you how to fix it. Thanks. Bye.
All right, later.
Thanks everyone for watching. Your support means the world to us. So make sure you hit the like button and you subscribe to our channel to make sure that you never ever miss a video. We're live every day, 10 a.m. Eastern time. We drop even more content at 2 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Eastern. And if you want more Don Lemon Show content, we'd love for you to become a member of the Lemon community, where you will receive access to special community posts. You'll get exclusive content and members only live shows. So head over to our channel page or click the join button on this video. Again, thank you for watching. We appreciate your love and your support, and we will see you next time.